Hi everyone, this is Ayşenur Altan. Welcome to Turkish food recipes. In this episode, we are making Turkish börek from scratch. I'm very excited to share this recipe. The look and the way to make is similar to baklava, so it is called baklava borek. You see all the crunchy layers here, which we will make with an easy method. It's so yummy, let's get started. In a mixing bowl, add half cup vegetable oil, half cup milk and half cup water. The milk and water should be little higher than room temperature, so you can heat it for a 10 seconds, let's say, and add 1 egg, about 3.5 cup flour, all-purpose flour first, 1 teaspoon salt and 1 teaspoon baking powder. That's it. You mix a soft dough, pliable, unsticky, and to have that, add more flour if you need. So here is my dough ready. I needed about 3 minutes total. In the cup I have starch. You can use both cornstarch or wheat starch. About 200 grams is enough. So I'm gonna first halve the dough, and I'm going to cut each dough in 5 pieces. So in total I have a 10 piece, and easy math. I will shape them to a ball. Don't worry, we're not gonna roll them to a big size one by one with a rolling pin, because there is an easy way for it. So here is the first ball. From now on I'm only gonna use starch. Roll each dough to a size of about serving plate, let's say about 20-25 centimeter, which is very easy to make because the dough is also soft, and use as much as starch you need. Here is my first piece ready in no time. I put it in a side and do the same for the other 4 pieces. And don't forget to sprinkle starch over each pieces after you roll out. You see the white parts. So there was some parts that were not starchy. I put it more and put the second layer. Here is the third layer and 5th layer. So my first batch is ready. I will again put it in a side and do the same with the other 5 pieces. After the second batch is done, I'm gonna leave it and have the first one, using little more starch again. I'm going to roll it again as big as I can, which is very easy because it's a thick dough now. And as you roll, you can see the layers. They don't stick each other because of the starch. Actually, if you are making for the first time, you can skip this step, but from time to time I want to pull or open some layers and turn over. It helps to make a crispier and thinner dough with the same sizes actually, but you don't have to do it. And I'm gonna continue to make it bigger. And after a point I used oklava, which is a thinner rolling pin, but really I skipped when do the other times börek, skip using oklava because you don't really have to. Don't worry if you cannot open it too much, it's okay. You will end up just a little thicker layers, but they will still be crunchy and delicious. So as you see, I will use a round pan here, but after that, in the second time, I also used the pan in the oven, which is rectangular, so it's okay whichever pan size or shape you use. And after putting the round piece, I'm getting the sides to have more layers, as you can see in the video. So with the side layers all together, we end up total in 10 layers now for our börek, which is very nice to have crispy layers, thin layers. And I will do the same thing to the second dough, with using more starch as I needed. Let me show you again one layer, how thin it is. This is the same idea as I shared the recipe 5 years ago, which was my one of the first videos in this channel, and watched more than 2 million. Lots of people made baklava with it. I recommend you to watch that recipe and try it too. With the same idea, we will turn it to a börek here. And this is the part where you give thumbs up. So after I roll out the second piece, now I will layer them, but on the middle, as a filling, I used feta cheese and chopped parsley mixture. You can use any fillings you like. For example, onion and ground beef mixture, potato filling could be used. So after the filling, again I cut a round shape, for this time keeping it for topping, and after the sides I put it on the top. Seal the sides together without squeezing too much, and we are ready to cut the börek. I cut it in squares. The size and the shape doesn't matter too much. And the last thing we need is something to cook our dough, which is butter, which will give a delicious aroma also. I have about 125 grams of unsalted butter. You can use mix of olive oil and butter also. Just don't use the white parts, foamy parts from the butter, and clarify it before using for the toppings, because the foamy parts will burn after cooking, so we don't want to use it. Actually, I eyeball it, how much butter I have to use. The thing is to cover all the dough and don't have a dry part. I cooked the börek with another cookie for my guests in preheated 180 Celsius degree oven. Because I'm cooking two different dishes, in half time I put the bottom on the top and the top ones on the bottom to cook evenly. And here is my börek, cooked golden brown. You can see the layers now. I will show you. Very thin and crunchy layers, which is very delicious. I hope you will try and give comments for this recipe also. To go with it, I made a potato salad with yogurt sauce. I have a similar recipe which I made with pasta. You can see the recipe. And some cookies to serve to my guests. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Again, please share your lovely comments and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. I really can feel your positive energy and want to share more from my Turkish food recipes. Thanks for watching. Afiyet olsun.